Okay, math with sig figs. This time we're going to multiply and divide. This lesson is brought to you by Taco Bell. Live the VIP life. Thank you, Taco Bell. For this one, when you multiply and divide with sig figs, it's totally different rules than when you add and subtract. So it's very important you know the rules depending on which you're doing, whether you're adding, subtracting, or if you're multiplying, dividing. When you are multiplying and dividing, it's all about the least number of sig figs. So, for the first example, we have 81.04 divided by 0.010. Just divide it like you would any other problem. If I do that, I get 8,104. Now, the question is, where do I round it? Well, I got to figure out how many sig figs I have in each number. In 81.04, there are 4 sig figs. In 0.010, there are 2 sig figs. Yes, there are 2 sig figs for that one. You should know that. Then I say, okay, which of these is less? Well, 2. 2 is obviously smaller than 4. So my answer can only have 2 sig figs. That's it. It can only have 2 sig figs. So starting on the left-hand side, count over 2. So I definitely have the 8, and I definitely have the 1. Well, I don't definitely have the 1, but I stop right here. 1, 2. I look at the number next to the 1. It's a 0. So again, that tells me I keep the 1 the same. So my answer is 8,100. Be very careful, this is a very common mistake. Don't go, oh, the answer is 81. That's true. That is only 2 sig figs, but 81 and 8,100 are totally different numbers. They both have 2 sig figs, but they're totally different numbers. So make sure you keep all those other zeros. Okay, you need your what are called placeholders. Very important. Okay. Now, if let's just pretend, we're going to pretend here. Let's pretend there was a 0.12 right there. You definitely don't want to turn those into zeros, because if you did, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sig figs if you did that. Because since these zeros are on the the right-hand side of the decimal and to the right of a number, a sig fig, these will become sig figs, which make those sig figs, and so you definitely don't want to do that. So if there's a decimal point, don't put those numbers in. Don't put those zeros in there. Okay? 2 sig figs is all you want. So again, when you divide, it's about the least number of sig figs. 28.367 times 3.74. I'm going to multiply that. Let me do my calculator. I get, on my calculator, I get 106.09258. Okay, and again, where do I round? Well, ask yourself, how many sig figs are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sig figs in that number. 1, 2, 3 sig figs in that number. So my answer must have 3 sig figs. So again, count over 3. 1, 2, 3. So here's where I'm going to stop. Look at the number next to the 6. It's a 0. So that tells me keep the 6 a 6. So my answer is 106. And I make sure, is that 3 sig figs? Yes, that is 3 sig figs. Okay, don't make all those other numbers zeros, because since they're after the decimal, they'll make way too many sig figs. Sometimes you get crazy ones where it'd be like 299.9, and you want to have 2 sig figs, or maybe even 3 sig figs. Well, let's pretend let's go 2 sig figs. Let's just go 2 sig figs. How do I change this to 2 sig figs? So I go 1, 2, look at the number next to the 9. Okay, that rounds that up, so I get 300. Well, here's the problem. That's not 2 sig figs. That's only 1 sig fig. So how do I make it 2 sig figs? Well, For those of you in honors chemistry, you should know this because you've seen these before. Remember, that's the whole rule 2. Throw a bar over the 0 and you make it a sig fig. So sometimes you're going to have questions like that where you get rounded and it turns into 0 and you're like, well, crap, that's not a sig fig. Throw a bar over it and it makes it a sig fig. If I wanted to have 3 sig figs for that one, let me erase this real quick. Erase. Rewrite it. 299.9. And again, let's say I wanted to have 3 sig figs for that one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, got to round that up, so I get 300. Again, to make it 3 sig figs, I only need the bar over the last one, because in that case I have a sig fig here. This is a sig fig. This 0's in between sig figs, so it doesn't need a bar. Remember, don't put bars over both 0's. That's technically wrong. You don't need to do that. You just need that bar over that last 0 to make it 3 sig figs. So, just in case you see examples like that later on, or problems like that, that's how you'd handle those kinds of situations. So once again, I like to add, the multiply divide, because you see those more often with the math we do. It's all about the least number of sig figs. And this is what you're going to do a vast majority for the basic trigonometry, which we're going to do here very soon. So again, that's all about multiply divide. It's all about the least number of sig figs is where you round your answer.